Welcome back to the channel, survivors. The PlayStation version has officially launched here for Ark Survival Ascended. We have finally been able to do a full cross-play between Steam players, the Xbox console players, and now the PlayStation 5 players. Unfortunately, still at the time of recording this video, the Windows version is not eligible for cross-play, at least until they figure out a fix for the hacks and exploitation that was going on via that edition. And in addition to the PlayStation 5 version officially launching, they also dropped a slew of brand new servers. They've added PvP servers, PvE, small tribes, and console exclusive servers if you guys are not looking to participate in cross-play. So with all of the awesome stuff taking place currently today, I want to just do a video going over each individual server type so you guys can make sure that you pick the right one, what each one kind of means, show you guys the brand new layout when it comes to picking and finding your server, and then last but not least, we'll dive a little bit here into what you guys can expect on the horizon. Alrighty, so then now diving into the different server types. Starting us off, we obviously have Official. Official is going to be hosted servers by Wildcard Studio themselves. These are not hosted by a third-party service. These are hosted directly from Wildcard, and this is going to be where you will find the majority of the player base. Not only will they have PvP servers, they'll have PvE, as you can see here. They'll have EU servers, NA servers, Asian servers. They basically have, you name it, every server type that they typically have available. It will be listed here in the Official. You can obviously apply some of the filters down here at the bottom if you're looking for something specific. Same thing goes for up at the top. You can change it to all types. You can select PvP or PvE. You can change it for, how many days the server has been running. So if you're looking to get on a more of a fresh server start versus joining one that has, been on day, 437, as you can see here for the oldest one. You can check the ping according to wherever you're currently located. Obviously, you want the lower ping versus the higher ping servers, because the higher ping potentially will give you a lot of screen tearing, lagging, that kind of stuff. So you definitely want to avoid that. So now moving right along to the next type we have, and that is unofficial servers. The unofficial servers, all of these are going to be hosted by a third-party service. These are all servers that people have been renting from, like Nitrado, as that is the current only server rental service that they provide for Ark Survival Ascended. Obviously, going forward into the future, that could change. Maybe G-Portal, maybe eventually we'll get the option to rent out servers, but currently at the moment, only servers rented through Nitrado will be shown here. And although it looks like there are a lot of servers here for the non-dedicated, I will state you might find yourself locked out on a lot of them, because I do know a lot of content creators that actually limit to only paid players to help directly support, the server in its funding. And with that, I would like to plug my personal public PVE community server. You can search it up here in the non-dedicated section and make sure you have the password protected button checked off, because I do not have a password. Literally anybody is able to join. The server is called Kodeations, all one word, no spaces. Once you go ahead and join in, I do advise you guys to still join my Discord. You can find that link provided down below, because that is where I post all of the news, information about, anything related to that specific server, and also times where we have to restart the server, or if we're going to add anything or make any adjustments. But either way, guys, thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the Ark. And now moving on to the third type we have, and that is non-dedicated. The non-dedicated servers, as I've kind of hinted to a little bit, are going to be servers that are privately hosted by individuals. This could be either on their same machine that they are playing on, or this could potentially be, hosted by another Xbox console or another PS5 console that they have, or even heck, another PC. In general, though, these servers are going to normally be private. A lot of times they'll be locked behind a password, and last but not least, they should have a tether to the host, meaning that you can't just explore the entire island on your own. You have to be relatively close to whoever is hosting the server. Additionally, one little tip I'd like to add: if you were struggling to find your server, either that you've rented through Nitrado, or you were trying to join somebody else's that has an unofficial rented Nitrado server, you might need to make sure that you have this button either checked or unchecked. If the server does have a password, you're going to make sure that this checkbox is filled in order for you to find it. And if it does not have a password, like mine, for instance, for Kodeations, you're going to need to uncheck that. As you saw there, it does refresh it, and then you can go ahead and type it in, and as you can see, you can find Kodeations server here. But again, that is only once you have unchecked the password protected, because I do not have a password. And the same thing goes for all of the other filters down there at the bottom. You really need to make sure you know exactly what server you're trying to join, especially if it is a personal unofficial server rented by Nitrado. Sometimes they might only allow PC players, therefore if you're on console, you won't be able to join them, and you technically won't even be able to find them unless if you have it selected here, something for like PC only. So again, just make sure you're utilizing the right filters, and make sure sure you pay attention to whatever server it is you're trying to join. Also, don't forget to hit that favorites button so you guys can go back to it if you happen to log off at a later time and you forget whatever server you joined. Now, in addition to finding your server via the in-game UI, I want to talk about and break down a couple of different things. The very first one is PvP servers. PvP stands for player versus player. In a PvP server, you will have the ability to kill other players, raid other players, break into their storage boxes, destroy their bases, kill their dinos, you name it. It is full-on war between players unless you have some sort of verbal agreement or alliance formed. The second server type they offer is PVE. This is going to be called player versus environment. This means that you cannot harm other players, you cannot harm other players' dinos, you cannot raid other people's bases, that sort of stuff. Of course, there are always going to be some exploits or some things that you could potentially use to your advantage, like kiting a random dino to a person's base, etc. But in general, this is normally a safer experience. It allows players to form, alliances, work together as teams to conquer either caves or even do boss fights together. You name it. It's just a really good sense of community on PvE servers. And then now the last but not least type that they offer is going to be small tribe servers. Small tribe servers have a tribe limit size of 6 players, and forming alliances like officially through the menu is not allowed. Additionally, the server rates for the small tribe servers is typically 2.5 times for harvesting, taming, and experience gains, 2 times maturation, 2 times egg hatching, 2 times gestation, and 50% reduced mating interval. Not only that, typically the small tribe servers are not affected by evolution events. I will state in the past that we have seen some other specialty servers pop up, like Survival of the Fittest, for instance, but currently at the time of recording this video, they have not officially released that for Ark Survival Ascended. When it does, obviously we'll go deeper and talk about those types of server types and potentially if it's something that you are interested in. And now the last thing I want to briefly talk about are some of the best settings to run on the PlayStation 5 version. If you guys have not checked out a video that I posted recently on my channel, I really advise it. It's a really short 6 to 7 minute video that talks about all of the best settings for Xbox and PlayStation 5 console players. But just to give you guys a quick breakdown, we have on the video tab inside of the settings, you have motion blur, film grain, light bloom, and light shafts. You want to make sure you turn off all of those things because just by doing that alone, you can potentially leave the color grading on or off according to however you fancy. You could try it either way, but either way, just turning all of those off will drastically increase the quality of your performance. And when it comes down to the official console commands, once you have turned this on, there's a handful of stuff I would absolutely be typing in. The very first one is r.volumetric cloud space 0. The second one would be r.volumetric fog space 0. And the last one I would mention would be r.shadow quality space 0. By typing in all 3 of these console commands on top of turning off all of those other things in the in-game settings will make a massive difference in your overall FPS and increase your performance by a far. Unfortunately, it does reduce the visual quality of the game, but hey, if you're looking to play with tons of other people, especially on official servers, it's probably better to reduce the visual quality of the game to increase your overall performance because you definitely do not want to be lagging in a game like Ark where it is really unforgiving. And that's officially going to wrap up the video for today, guys. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Ark Survival Ascended related. Also, I do have a Discord. If you did not know, you can find that link provided down below. I really would love to have you. We've got a private PVE server rented. Like I said, all you got to do is join the Discord to stay up to date with notifications about that server. There's no password, no purchase necessary. We would love to have you. Additionally, guys, one final reminder here. I will be going live tonight at 8 p.m. CST on my YouTube channel, and also I like to multi-stream to Twitch. If you happen to prefer Twitch over YouTube, either way, I would love to see you guys there. We're going to be doing just a variety of things. We might be doing some building. We might be doing some additional breeding for T-Rexes to prepare for boss fights, maybe attempt another cave run, and just overall in general, a lot of Ark shenanigans. But overall, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys on the next one.